Alright, and we're back for another Magic the Gathering online league. On the play for game 1. If we draw into a summon a value spell, which we have 10 of, it's not bad. Why not? We'll do that. I guess 10 plus an additional 4 temples, 14 hits off top. For Fleshraker on 2, worst comes to worst, we played Talisman, which y'all might be looking at my list real quick and going, wait, Gil, this is the colorless list. Why are you running Talismans when you're not running Mycospawns? Voidmare. Voidmare is the answer to that question. It's seen a lot of play. And I've explained why. I mean, I run it in my E-Ramp list because it basically is just Vexing Bauble plus. Like, a lot of people might at a glance think, oh, that's just for Tron. Nope. Good for Tron, good for Belcher, good for Control, probably for Merfolk, hell. I mean, they have Flare of Denial, Force of Negation, some of them run Subtleties. I mean, it does a lot of work in the format right now because there's a lot of free spells. Like, you don't exactly realize how many free spells there are, but there are a lot. Like, half of Affinity's list, which I'm probably playing against right now, unless it's Titan. It's Titan. I'm in danger. Draw. Ew. Cast. Pass. Hope this TKS does enough. Saga. Trigger. Probably get at least a land, unless you have a Lotus Field. Golgari. No way that you pick up the Saga, so pick up the Rot Farm into Escape, not Escape Shift, Spelunking. There we go. Spelunking, land, forest, Arboreal Grazer? Grazer. Otawara. That's dangerous. Draw. Mine. TKS. This is why I don't like TKS. I want to be explicitly clear about this. Why? Every time I freaking sees a Titan's hand, they're always going to have redundancy. Every time, without fail. But like, so many decks are like that now. They have so much redundancy. Goryo's used to just be Goryo's Vengeance. Now it's Goryo's Vengeance and Priest of Falrites and Emperor Bones. Amulet Titan? It's Amulet Titan, Scape Shift. Titan, Shift, Pact. There's so much just good shit in the format. Alright, so take the Shift. And do we die? They can Rot Farm. They can Shift next. No, they can win. No. They can win next turn. I think we just lose here. Because what they can do now, float. So they float, grab Amulet. Rot Farm. They would have to pick up one, so they'd have two. They... maybe not. What'd the line be here? They have Rot Farm. They can pick up two. Normally you'd go... I guess no, you can go Lotus Field. You can't go T-West, though. What's the play here? Did you draw into Titan? You pick up Otawara. You can go Lotus Field. I guess you can go... oh, Explore. Fantastic. Draw another card. You have a land plus Shift. Oh, so you can play the land now. That's 3. Oh, you found the Lotus Field? Wait. I don't care about that, though. Why play the Lotus Field? Wait, I'm confused. You could have just played the other land, Otawara. Okay, draw a card? Okay. No, they could have just played the land they picked up, right? The Otawara? And then... so they messed up. Okay, they royally messed up there. Because if they had just gone explore, Golgari Rot Farm, pick up, play the land, the Otawara, cast Scape Shift, go Lotus Field, bounce land T West, they won. So they 1000% punted that. Yeah, before that, they didn't, because they just had the Rot Farm, Forest, Otawara. So yeah, they didn't need to do that. I mean, before, they would have only had 2 lands. They would have been able to shift. Bounce land T West. No, I don't think they would have had enough. Yeah, they wouldn't have had enough with just bounce land T West. But yeah, with the Explorer, they had the win. Yeah. Okay. So they punted that one. So on the play, win for game 1. What do we want here? Probably Flute. We want the Warping Wells. We don't really need the Dismembers. Sire feels pretty bad. Karn Liberated feels decent. Vexing Bubble has utility. Cut Dismembers. Flute, Bobble. There's an argument for Needle as well. Could go Needle. Cut Sire. Yeah? That seems reasonable-ish. Yeah, let's run like this. On the draw for game 2. Well, I mean, I have a Warping Whale, but nothing after that. Mulligan? Like, what's our best draw off the top? Not much. Not much. Yeah, we think we should just mulligan. I guess, like, my best draw off the top is Karn. Because we can go Gemstones, Land, Warping Whale, Ramp, Land, Karn. I guess that also means TKS. Fine. Gemstone Caverns, Pitch Swamp, Pitch Lab, and pass. Saga. Okay. Draw. There's TKS. Okay, so we have TKS on 3 regardless. We don't need the ramp with whale since we have the temple. Saga trigger. Crumbling Vestige. Green. Grazer. Aftermath Analyst. That's a mistake. You should never cast your Aftermath Analyst into the face of an opponent that could just kill it. Especially when it's not even killing, it's exiling. Draw. Yeah, I'd say opponent might be a bit newer to the deck. Take the Scape Shift. And pass. And pass. Alright, I mean, unless they draw into a threat, we're in the clear for a bit, but definitely need to draw into something here. Flesh Rake does start to add a clock. And combat. And pass. Plays another Saga. Okay. Map trigger. We can't attack with Flesh Rake, but we can still attack with TKS for now. Play Swamp. Go to combat. Attack with TKS. They should not block. Don't block. Don't do it. Don't. Okay. So, an important general lesson with Magic the Gathering, your life points are a resource. Use them. There is no reason to block that there. Just make a construct end step. Make another one here on beginning of upkeep. That way you have blockers. I can't attack your life total at this point, or right now I can. Yeah, that was a choice. Triggers. 2 unknowns in hand. Pause on end step. Crack the map to thin. At this point, I'll just grab an E-temp, I think. Grab an E-temp. Draw. Whale? We'll just hold whale then. Go to combat. Do not block this. Don't. Opponent. Stop. There's no reason to do so. You would have 3 constructs, which at this point would be 5/5 6/6s. I cannot deal with that. Like, you would just be able to roll me at this point. Trigger. Makes a construct, okay. You'll make another amulet. Not much I can do about that. So now it's a 4/4. I mean, I don't really want to trade, to be honest. So I probably won't attack in, even though I know they'll block. I know for a fact they'll block. 3 unknowns in hand. I mean, if they have a Titan, they just win. I need to find Karn is what I need to find right now. That's scary. Why'd you play that? Man, I ain't doing anything about this right now. Okay. What you got, opponent? Cast Warping Whale. Thank God for this card. Triggers and pass and full. And draw. Devourers, not really doing much here, but we'll cast it. Triggers, because now it adds a threat to board. ETBs to 12. Really tempted to attack, but I don't think I can. And pass and pass. 3. Do you have another scape shift? I'm already at 2. And they can't go for the Aftermath Analyst loops, which is good. 2. Spelunking. Okay. Draw a card. Play a forest. Okay. I mean, you have all the mana you could ever need at this point. Golgari Rot Farm. Alright. Picks up the forest. Passing. Draw. There is Karn. This should be lethal. Yeah? Because I go... let's see. We'll go... Karn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Triggers. ETB. Minus. Always yes, always yield. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will go with EE. EE for 0. Triggers. And we got there. All right. We'll be back for match 2. All right. And we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. And we'll keep 4 hits off the top for Tron on 3. Otherwise, we have Fleshraker on 2. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I wish that gemstone was in my hand, but c'est la vie. Alright, Devourer, trigger. I mean, there's the tower. Yeah, we'll take it. Mine, pass. Pass. We do need to draw into some more threats. We do have the Devourer, of course. Blue, so it's probably blue Tron. Shadow Spear. Maybe Affinity, question mark. And pass. Island, Shadow Spear, Bauble, Memnite, Affinity. Amber? Thoughtcast. Is this like OG Affinity? Because Amber's not in current Affinity. Jesus Christ, double Thoughtcast. Opal, Ornithopter, 3 in hand, blue, Tameo, blue, Thought Monitor, flip Tameo. Jesus Christ. Oh, no, actually, no, they can't. They've already drawn 4. Tameo specific on timing restriction. We want to get rid of Tameo, 1000%. Bauble trigger. Draw. Tower. Devourer. Exile Tameo. No Tameo for you. Pass. Pass. Equip Shadow Spear to Thought Monitor. Otherwise, cast Kappa and make me cry. Yeah. It's a Kappa. Equip Shadow Spear. Emery. So this is OG Affinity. Saga trigger. Gross. Attack for 2. Down to 18. Draw. Map. Cast Fleshrake. Cast Map. Triggers. Triggers. ETB. Crack. Tower. Combat. I mean, this sucks so much because I'm gonna just equip Shadow Spear, but like I can't reasonably block the damn thing. They're gonna have they're gonna make a construct, so it's gonna be unblockable no matter what I effing do. So we'll attack. Down to 13, we'll pass. What do I need here? All is dust? All is dust. Affinity. This feels like a loss to me. Aether Spellbomb. Trigger. Tormod's Crypt. Trigger. Make a construct. Trigger. Attack. 10 down to 8. Draw. All is dust. Karn. Karn will work. How does this read? Target creature. Karn. Trigger. So what's our solution here? We have access to 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 mana. We have access to 11 mana. We can grab for a bridge. I think we have to go bridge because I can't pop the Kappa this turn. Because we can go for... Yeah, I think we have to go for a draw card. Then we have to go for bridge. And minus. Always yes, always yield. Yes. Again, we have 3, 6, 9, 11. Actually, can I go for leveler? Because the stacks on the trigger, I can target. No, I think because we have to target on cast, the ward trigger will come in before the resolution of Fleshraker. Because we go, let's say we go target, then ward, then Fleshraker. Yeah, I want to say we have to go bridge. Yes. Go bridge. Yep. Triggers. Bridge. Pass. No attacks and passing. They can definitely attack Karn with Thought Monitor. Well, that's fine. Because we can just drain you with Fleshraker. No Pithing Needle. Thoughtcast. Okay. They need probably like what? Otawara? Thoughtcast. Saga. Trigger. Pinnacle Emissary. Fine, fine. They can make some 1/1s. We can EE next turn. Emery, Memnite. Yeah, so I think we have to go EE to clear the 1/1s. Otherwise, those will be an issue. Alternatively, oh, we can't because, right, Thought Monitor is going to attack in. So we need to somehow empty our hand. Karn takes a hit, warp. Draw. That's a problem. Play the E-Temp, Karn plus on... What are we worried about here? I mean, Emery can bring it back. Tormod's Crypt's not doing much. Yeah, those 1/1s are an issue because I don't have anything with reach. So I think I have to plus on either Bobble or Opal. Let's go Bobble. Again, we can't do much here. 2, 3, 4. And they're going to kill Karn. That much is clear. So I'll send 2 at Karn, 2 at me. These 1/1s are going to be a problem. I don't think I can empty my hand fast enough either is the problem. I'm going to go down to 6. Yep, 2 at me, 2 at Karn. Karn down. I need Ugin, another Karn, something. Draw. It's not what we're looking for, friend. Talisman. 1, 2, 3. He should have enough blockers, so I think I'm going to be at 1. Yes, we'll be at 1. Too many effing lands. Oh, they can spellbomb a creature back to hand. They draw instead. I'm not sure if that really changes the math. Does it? Basically, I'm at 1. Which means I need to block every single ground attacker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have just enough, even through the spell bomb. Oh no, I'm dead because they can just equip Shadow Spear. Yeah, they can just go Shadow Spear and I think I'm dead. 2, 5, 6. Spellbomb, draw a card. If they just equip Shadow Spear, I lose. Springleaf Drum. Okay. Do they equip the Shadow Spear is the question. They do not. Yeah, because that's 5. Shadow Spear would have been 6. Down to 1. I need something here. K command gets me the win. Draw. Dude, this is one of the things I don't like about this deck. It's just so much fluff. Like, you can just draw into bricks for days. We'll concede. Alright. Let's go to sideboard. I mean, to be fair, we were living on borrowed time there. What do we want here? Cut the Cavern, bring in Bauble, bring in Chalice. Grafdigger's relevant. Needle's kind of relevant, but maybe we go Flute for that. All His Dust is still somewhat relevant. Sire's probably the worst 7-minute value spell here because of Kappa, but the 1/1s make it better. Warping Well, I would say isn't doing much, but does hit Tamiyo and Emery. Cage is kind of niche. Maybe cut the Cage, keep the Bauble. Maybe drop the Chalice since we have Bauble. Keep Chalice on the side. Flute is kind of relevant, but no, let's just run it back like this. We'll just bring in the Bauble. I think the Whales have enough utility here. And as noxious as it is, the Dust is probably our best way of dealing with Kappa. I mean, we have 8 hits off the top. We'll keep. Opponent down to 6. And Power Plant, map, pass. As it stands, we're probably angling towards Temple in the K command for Karn 2. Emissary, Opal, trigger, Metalcraft, Memnite, trigger, blue, Emery, Ornithopter, Saga, Memnite, draw, Bauble. Well, in that case, I think we have to go Bauble. Yeah, that would make the most sense to me. I will cast Bauble. And pass. So no Karn 2, but Bauble does a lot of work. Saga trigger. Shadow Spear. Do you equip? No, attack for 4, down to 16, draw. Ugin. In that case, you could still have Metallic Rebuke. You could have Consign. So do we use the K command as permission? Yes. That would make sense to me. Draw. Trigger. Trigger. 1 in hand. Go to combat. We'll take the 4 down to 12. End step. K command. Done. Do you have Consign or Metallic Rebuke? Potentially neither. So if I go, I'm gonna say bottom, top, draw. Draw. Because this way we can clear the way for Karn with TKS. Paying cost for Consign. However, I do have a growing concern now. If they go Saga, make another Saga. So 2 constructs. Oh no. If they have boots, do I just lose? Okay, so let's do the math here. Before Karn resolves, they make a construct, right? Afterwards, they don't have enough mana to make another construct because Opal will be bricked. Actually, no, they do. They can make another construct. But then they won't have enough for boots. So, in that case, they just float. The construct's going to be how big? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Which means if they just make another construct, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I think I'm dead no matter what I do. No, I guess we can shrink. We can shrink it by 1. But it means we have to plus, which is not ideal. They make the construct. Now it's a 6/6. A plus on the Opal shrinks to a 5/5. It can grow up to a 7/7. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, we're 1 off of dead, but they need to attack Karn. So we bought ourselves a turn this way. Pith Needle named Karn. Yes. Oh. Well, okay, that didn't matter. We're just dead. Yep. All right. Well, sometimes win some, sometimes you lose some. We'll be back for match number 3. All right, we're back for match 3 on the draw for game 1. And pass. Steam Vents is a prowess. Red Ragavan. It's Affinity. Mox Opal, Trigger. Metalcraft Online. Tamios. Looks like traditional Affinity. I'm thinking either the K command or a second TKS. The second TKS is really tempting, but I'm not sure if I can beat them down if they get to constructs is the only problem. So I'm really tempted to go the second K command here. We're going to go to K command. We're going to go Temple, K command, Exile, Tameo. I think the K command is correct. Draw. K command, ramp, exile, exiling the Tameo. Do not want you flipping. Done. And pass. And pass. Next turn we have TKS or command X equals 3. Saga trigger, yeah. The TKS will not be able to get through those constructs all too easily. Shadow Spear, 2 in hand. They do have enough mana for Metallic Rebuke. Blue. Blue. Thought Monitor? Equip. Okay, that's fine. Two. Down to 18. Draw. All is Dust. All is Dust is appealing. Especially if they play the Kappa. TKS. Opal out. And pass. And pass. Saga trigger. They can make a construct. We can deal with the construct with K command if needed. Steam Vent Shock, play Pinnacle Emissary. Means that they won't create a construct though, which I'm okay with. One card in hand. Yeah, if you just want to go Pinnacle Emissary pass, I'm okay with that. Three. Pinnacle Emissary from exile. Okay, this is promising. One in hand. They attack. It is flying. Down to 16. Draw. Warping Whale. Yeah, I think I will hold. They don't have... Actually, they do have enough for Metallic Rebuke. So I think we hold. No attacks. Because we can block the Pinnacle Emissary. We do want to exile the Saga token on end step. Yes. End step. Saga trigger. Make a construct. I'm kind of hoping they go for boots to equip boots. They'll still have enough for the Metallic Rebuke. That is the only problem. We'll have 1, 2, 3. Aether Spellbomb for the TKS. Go to combat. Attack. We'll take the 2 down to 14. This drone is a bit annoying, admittedly. End step. K command. Ramp, exile, exile the construct. X equals 2. Done. Do you have the Metallic Rebuke? You could tap Pinnacles, Shadow Spear, Construct, and still hold up the Opal. Yeah, you do. Damn. I guess I could have went for 0 and just Scrydrawed, but I was kind of hoping to get the Ugin on board. Yeah, I guess I could have done that. But now we're in a bit of danger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can Warping Whale. Maybe the K command X equals 0 would have been correct. Just so we can get rid of the construct. Because, yeah, now we are in a bit of trouble, admittedly. Blue, blue. Shadow Spear to construct. I mean, you could just Spellbomb bounce the TKS. Take 8. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe the K command X equals 0 would have been right in retrospect. Down to 6. They could have another Rebuke. Warping Whale cast, make a token. Makes a token, we draw. Lab. Lab, no imprint. I guess we actually should have lab imprinted. Target. Always yield. And they have the Rebuke. Yes. No. Which means they have lethal on board. They'll bounce the TCAS. We'll concede. Alright. Yeah, like I said, in retrospect, should have K commanded for 0. Vexing Bubble in, Gemstone out, and run it back like this? Yes. Yeah, because the K command for 0, they could have then rebuked. We would have then still been alive at least. They would still have 2 rebukes, which would have been hard for me to deal with, but we would have had more turns by comparison. Damn. Didn't think about it at the time. I was trying to get the Ugin to hit board. I mean, they'll bring in Consign to Memory. Hard to say if they'll bring in something like Harbinger, but definitely Consign at the very least. On the play for game 2. 8 hits off top, plus an additional 4, 12 we'll keep. But I'm down to 6. So we'll go Power Plant, Map. Power Plant, Map, Pass. And pass. We're at least looking at TKS on 3. Steam Vent, Shock, 18. Red, Pinnacle Emissary, Warped. Amber. Trigger. Opal, Trigger. Mellowcraft Online. Pinnacle Emissary is a frickin' menace. Draw. Whale. In that case, I'll play the Swamp. I will pass. We'll hold. We'll take 2 down to 18. And they currently have 2 mana. Three mana. Down to 16. Tamiyo. Half tempted to whale the Tamiyo, to be honest. Tamiyo resolves. Pinnacle Emissary. I will crack the map. I will grab Temple. I will pass. Mox Opal, 1 in hand. Do they have Consign? We draw. Second Flesh Rake, cast Flesh Rake. Do you have Consign? Pain cost. Consign. Do we dismember Tamiyo? I'm gonna say yes. I don't know though. One hand, it gives them an extra draw. Another hand, we're kind of in a bit of a bind. Alright, Tamiyo down. We'll pass. We'll take 6 down to 8. We can block Pinnacle Emissary next turn with a TKS. But then we have a clock in the air. Draw. Tower. Cast TKS. Let me guess, you have Consign or Rebuke. Galvanic Blast. Down to 4. TKS sees nothing. And passes. We're down to 1. Do you have Shadow Spear? Thought Cast. Combat. Down to 1. What are my outs here? I don't know I have any. Bauble doesn't cut it. We can redraw off a bauble. If I go K command, X equals 3, what can we find? Nothing of relevance. If we bauble, I can Warping Whale, I can K command. But then we don't have anything after. I guess if I... No. If I Warping Whale 1 for 0 Scry Draw. I mean, I guess we can try it. Done. Mine. Well, that does change things a bit. So now I can Vexing Bauble. Draw a card. Karn. Karn. Does Karn resolve? Karn can go for EE for 0 and clear the tokens. Consign. Rebuke. What is this? Concede. I mean, we fought through as well as we could there. Alright, we'll be back for match 4. Alright, we're back for match 4. On the play for game 1, 8 hits off the top plus Devourer. Additional 8 for Flesh Raker on 2. So it looks promising. Yes, that looks good. Devourer, trigger. There's a second map. Yeah, I guess. We'll go second map. And power plant. And pass. Alright, pass in full. Saga triggers this Tron or Amulet. Not Tron, Amulet or Affinity. It's Affinity. Yeah, so let's see. Ooh, hold on. Zebaz. Oh, that was on my list of cards. So this is Hardened Scales? Ooh. Why do I feel like I'm in danger? Huh. Alright. Hardened Scales, eh? We have 8 hits off the top. We have Talisman. How do you want to proceed here? I mean, you can play Talisman. We can play Map. We can pass. But as of right now, I'm a little bit concerned with the current board state. Inkmoth Nexus. I mean, if they have an Arcbound Ravager, I think they have lethal next turn. Ooh. That is troubling. Huh. Yeah, I mean, at the very least, they have a construct, and that construct will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just say 6, 7, 8. 8 large plus the Zebaz. Yeah. Wait. What? Okay. Was not expecting to see Kappa and Hardened Scales. Well, huh. Draw. Flash Raker. Crack map. Grab. I'm trying to think what the hell we grab here. We could grab Temple and the Flesh Rake and try and go Flesh Rake to drain them. Alternatively, we can grab Mine, Crack Map. I guess we can play them both next turn. So grab Mine. Hold Map. I don't think I get another turn, to be completely honest, though. The Kappa was unexpected. At the very least, it'll become a 6/6. Tap. Okay. What do you grab with Saga? Oh, you know what? I should have cracked the map, because if they run Needle Main, I'm SOL. Yeah. Haywire Mite. Haywire Mite's fine. Glad it wasn't a needle. I don't know. On one hand, I want to say that this is Affinity. On the other hand, I'm seeing an Arcbound Ravager. This feels like Affinity. This feels like Hardened Scales, but maybe it's some Affinity Scales hybrid list. Triggers. Welding Jar. Triggers. I think I'm just dead, right? Because now you go Ravager trigger. Yeah, I think I'm just dead. Because you eat everything of Ravager. You then Zebaz. You then pop Zebaz. Put everything on the Kappa, they win. I'm pretty sure they can deal me 20 damage right now. Because if a modded triggered ability would be put one or more. I don't know. I'm gonna crack the map regardless. They do what they gotta do. We'll grab the tower. We'll pass. I think my only hope at this point is Karn. Can they not just win? Am I crazy? Because Ravager... Yeah, that's fine. Don't care about the green source. I care more about anything else right now. Draw. Karn. We can cast Karn. We can grab... I don't think Bridge matters because of the Ravager. No, well, no, they can't activate Ravager through Karn. So we play... We currently have 2, so we have 8 mana, right? We play Flesh Rake down to 5, Karn down to 1 up to 2, so not enough. Funny enough, that Talisman would have been useful. So in that case, we play Karn. If they're going to activate Ravager, they have to do it now. But I don't think that's the right move. I think they need to attack Karn down, give me another turn cycle, and then they can win from there. Moments like this is where I wish I had the One Ring again. Play the One Ring, draw a card, give myself a turn. Draw 2 the following turn. What else can I do here? I think Bridge is my only option. Turtle, what are you doing back there, bud? I mean, you activate Ravager. What are you doing? Zebaz? White? White. Sacrifice Welding Jar. On the turn, do your thing, mate. Sack. Karn minus Karn. Yes. For Bridge. Play Bridge. Yeah, if I was able... that Talisman actually would have gotten me to Fleshraker Bridge, which would have put me to 3 cards in hand. Yeah, that would have been ideal. So at most we'll take 5 down to 6, but they're going to attack down Karn. We can pretty much dump our hand next turn, which should buy us time. Yes. Okay. I think we're in the clear for at least another turn cycle. I wonder if attacking or activating Ravager like that was wise. Scouting Tarn. Okay. So again, 4 at Karn, 1 at me, down to 10. The Inkmoth Nexus is actually a problem, isn't it? Yeah, the Inkmoth Nexus actually is a problem. Because they can attack underneath Bridge, and I think they can win off of it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Unless I can dump my hand. Draw. Power plant. That's unfortunate. So, what's my move here? We play the power plant, cast the Fleshrake. Cast the Fleshrake. Triggers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I died an Inkmoth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're short on the Devourer. We pass. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Inkmoth kills me. Activate Inkmoth. Attack. And then Ravager, sacrifice, Ravager, sacrifice. Are they not going for the kill? I'm pretty sure they can kill me. Because Ravager can go up to 5, 6. Zebaz. 6, 7. I'm pretty sure I'm dead. The reason why we didn't go for the Devour on the Kappa is because there's no reason to right now. Not that it's underneath Bridge. We can't block. I guess I can block the Zebaz. So cancel. I guess we'll block Zebaz with the Spawn. But again, if they just sacrifice Ornithopter, 5. Interesting. Why not draw? TKS. Swamp. 1, 2, 3. We just want to go empty-handed at this point. Triggers. I don't think I pay for the ward. No. Because we want to go empty-handed so that way Inkmoth can attack. No and no. Triggers. ETB triggers. Thank God the Zebaz reads target artifact you control. We'll pass in full at this point, and if we draw into a color spell, we win. Yeah. Down to 4. Surveil. They need a way to deal with the bridge. Otherwise, no matter what we draw, we can cast it. If we can cast it, we win. If it's a land, they're still underneath bridge. So this should be... Hold on. 0. Can still attack. 5, 6, 6, 7. Close. Needle. 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we're pretty close to dead, but not yet. I don't know what they'll needle here. It doesn't really matter. Again, it just comes down to... Actually, hold on. No, can they win? If a magic trigger would put one or more counters on a creature control, that many +1 are put on it instead. So, Ravager, 5, 6, 7. Sack self, 7. Put 8 onto Zabaz. Yeah, they could have won, right? Put 8 onto Zabaz. And then from Zabaz, pop Zabaz. Would it... No, I guess it wouldn't see itself. So I guess that'd only be 9. They'd be down to 1. Draw. Karn. They named Karn, but it doesn't matter because Karn... I guess actually it does matter. But now they can't activate Ravager. No, actually, no, we win. That's right. Because we have two Flesh Rakes. I'm gonna classify this as Hardened Scales. Because that, like, it feels like Affinity, but it seems more like Hardened Scales in a way. Okie dokie. How do we want to proceed there? I mean, Dismember's probably right. Karn obviously is right. All is Dust is the easiest way for us to deal with Kappa is the only problem. We can go Chalice or Vexing Bauble. I'm thinking Vexing Bauble Flute is relevant. I'm not sure if Whale is as relevant here, as we're not playing into like more of a traditional Affinity list. So maybe run it back like this. All is Dust can deal with the Kappa. Sires are decent here. Ugin. There's also some thought to bringing in the EE rather than keeping it to the side, but let's just run it back like this. All right. Eight hits off the top for Tron on 3. Otherwise, 10 hits for Fleshraker on 2 and K Command X1 on 2. We'll keep. We'll pass. Scouting Tarn, pass. Land. Karn. 4 hits off the top now for Tron on 3. We'll play the mine. We'll pass. We'll hold the Dismember. And if we draw into a 7-minute value spell, we can either 7-minute value spell or Temple. We can either then K Command or Fleshrake. We'll hold Dismember. Thundering Falls. Pitches the Kappa yard. Inkmoth. Inkmoth is a problem. 2 red Pinnacle Emissary. I mean, I guess at this point, really, Pithy Needle naming what? Naming Karn? Admittedly, I don't have much in the way of ways of dealing with Pith Needle on Karn in this deck. Unfortunately. Huh. Name's Karn. Opal Trigger. Blue Thoughtcast 2. So it's like a hybrid of Hardened Scales Affinity. At this point, though, I'm not even sure Affinity should be called Affinity, because it feels like it really does center around just making this massive aggressive board save Pinnacle Emissary more than anything. End step, trigger, draw. Power plant. Okay, I mean, there's Tron on 4. Or Tron on 3, rather. I will pass. We will hold. Unfortunately, Karn is offline. Basic Mountain, Inkmoth, Thundering, Opal, 4 mana. I mean, you have enough for a Kappa. We can deal with Kappa next turn from exile, sure. Opal, trigger. And at this point, I should just always yield you. Opal, 3 white. Inkmoth online. I'll kill the Inkmoth. We could actually K Command X0 Or we can dismember it. That one's kind of tricky. I think I'll dismember it. Inkmoth down. We'll pass in full. Take 2 down to 14. Draw. Swamp. Play tower. Cast Flesh Rake. Cast TKS. Triggers. Triggers. ETB. Triggers. What you got? Double Arcbound Ravager. Very glad I got rid of the Inkmoth now. Alright. Ravager out. We'll pass. And pass. Steam Vents. Shocked. What did you draw into? Weapons manufacturing. That's concerning. Because now you can sacrifice manufacturing to deal 2 damage to any target. I'll block the Pinnacle Emissary so they can't shock down the TKS. They can definitely shock down the Flesh Raker, though. Yep. Shocks down the Flesh Raker. That checks out. We do want to get rid of their sack outlet. Draw. We can get rid of Ravager. There's Ugin. Okay, so Ugin can get rid of weapons manufacturing. Let's start with Ugin. Ugin exile weapon. Always yield. Now the question is whether or not we zero. Or we plus. If we plus a 7-mana value spell, Temple gets us the K command. We'll plus Ugin. Draw we whiff. I'll play the Swamp. And at this point, I'll pass. No attack, so we can block. And pass. Bot cast, draw 2. Saga trigger. So this K command is irrelevant. Another Ravager. Yikes. Can they take down the Ugin? They could. Yeah, they can very easily take down the Ugin at this point. Because they attack all in. Actually, can they? You block the Ravager. Yeah, I wonder if maybe the K command exile Ravager would have been right instead. Because we would have been able to go X equals 2, exile Ravager, exile Emissary, scry draw 2. Yeah, that is a thought. Either that or play Karn. I'll let Ugin. That checks out. That is 7 at Ugin as it stands. Block the Ravager. Or block the Pinnacle Emissary. Block the Pinnacle Emissary. They can sack it to Ravager. So that'll be 7. They'll have to sack 2 more. Drone plus Opal, I suppose. Modular. Onto Emissary. Interesting. Sacking the Ravager. So there's 7. Sack 8. Sack Opal. 9. Yeah. Draw 1. Yeah, probably gonna play that a bit differently last turn. Play Ugin Lab. Tuck Devourer. I'm thinking we go Exile, scry draw. X equals 8. We'll take 4 down to 14. I guess they can modular, or sorry, 4 down to 10 plus 5 down to 5. Yeah, I think it's necessary though. Done. Yeah, I think maybe we missed the Ugin line earlier by not going minus Ugin. Or not minus Ugin, 0 Ugin in the K command, exile Ravager. So we really don't want lands. We played our 5th land. Really don't want Devourer right now. Bobble could be relevant. There's also a redraw, but I think we bottom, bobble, top, and draw. We'll pass and pass Saga. That's 9. 9 down to 5. We can K command the token. Draw. In that case, cast Ugin. Ugin trigger, no targets. Ugin resolves. Ugin resolves, gain a life. Play lab. Lab triggers. Done. I'm gonna hold the talisman as a 2-mana removal spell is the thought. They'll make a construct. So now the thought is, will they have Shadow Spear or Boots? Draw. Makes a construct. They have lethal on board. We have the K command. They have Boots. Boots is fine. Equips. Okay. Remember that this has ward. They go to combat. They attack. How do they attack? At Ugin. At me, me. So I will cast, I will ramp, I will exile. I will exile what I can't block. Done. Ugin trigger, no targets. Always yield. Go to blocks. Block and block. Okay. We're not dead just yet. Down to 5. Our turn. Draw. Devourer. And cast 1 Devourer, which means we can block. We go up to 8. Oh boy, that might not be enough though. Draw. Map is not it. Well, that is a problem. Devourer. I mean, if they see the line, they just win. Because I can't activate Karn. We block 7 plus 10. Yeah. So I think at this point we just lose. We'll hold, see if we can bluff our way through a K command, but press X to doubt. Saga trigger. Ravager, which means, yeah, they should just be able to win here. Equip Boots the Ravager. All at me. Yeah, so the misplay earlier in the game definitely cost me by not going 0 Ugin. Exile Ravager, because then that Ugin was stuck on board for a bit longer, more likely. Attack, attack. Both at me. Yeah, I mean, that's just lethal, no matter how I splice it. And dead. Alright, let's go to game 3. Cut the gemstone. Bring in what? Needle? We already have flute, right? We have bauble. Maybe battleship, question mark? Not sure Karn Liberated works well here. Either battleship or leveler could be relevant. We also could bring in EE. Well, we're gonna whale though. Yeah, we'll just do this. Alright, on the play for game 3. Mulligan. 4 hits off the top. We have bobble on 1. Yeah, we'll keep. Drop the swamp. Done. Reveal. Trigger. Tower. No tower, but we do find Karn. Karn is relevant, but is it good enough right now of this hand? That I'm not sure about. We'll grab the Karn. Play mine. Play bobble. Bobble on 1 is pretty good here. We'll pass. Means their mana rocks can't resolve. Thundering Falls, Surveil. Ornithopter to Yard, draw. Play Power Plant. We can scry draw with the K command, though. Maybe we just hold it. Island. Weapons manufacturing? Yes. We have 8 hits, 12 hits off the top. We'll keep, we draw. Sometimes you just have to have faith. Devourer eats weapons manufacturing. And pass. Draws a card. Saga trigger. Passing. Let's start with Talisman. TKS. TKS trigger. Greater Gargadon? What the fresh hell is this? Suspend 10, sacrifice an artifact creature or land, remove a time counter from this card. Wild. We'll grab the Thoughtcast. Go to combat. Attack with Devourer. Down to 14. Play the bridge, I imagine. And passing. Draw. Second Karn. Let's do what here? The Vexing Bubble actually does not play well into EE, which is unfortunate. Go to combat. Attack. Swing for 10, down to 4. Cast KGC. We could KGC plus on bridge. Otherwise, I think I'll grab a leveler. Grab leveler. Because we can't win with Ballista just yet. Grab the leveler. We have the K command for the construct. They make a construct. We K command. We exile. We ramp. Done. This way, if they haste another construct, then we can just block it. Though they actually can't haste it because they can't activate boots. Bone scoops it up. We'll take the win. All right. Solid win for match 4. We'll be back for match 5. All right. We're back for match 5. On the draw for game 1, we have 16 hits off the top. 4 of them being power plant, another 4 being map, then it's Belcher. I need to hit this Karn ASAP. Lotus Blooms, they can have the win on turn 4. I think even turn 3 Tron here might be too slow. Damn. You have 2 turns, Razor Grass, Thunder Trap Trainer. Yep. Which means Flare of Denial's online. Find Seagate. Draw. Temple. Cast Flesh Rake. I need a lab off top now. Yeah, I think labs are only out. I guess a K command's a redraw. Seagate tapped. Draw. Lab. Damn. That sucks. Would it have been wiser for me to play the tower last turn and try and just Hail Mary into the power plant? I mean, okay, so lab is specifically for 4 hits off the top, right? Versus power plant lab would have been 8. So if I guess if I'm looking at what we need to cast in the way of Karn, going for the tower so we'd have more top decks would have been the right move. Because it's great and all that I have the Flesh Raker here, but if they just win next turn, it's a moot point. Versus if we had the Karn, then they at least would have been forced to have interaction. Which, I mean, I'm guaranteeing they have, mind you, but now we're just dead to Belcher and an untapped land. Or to Meshi and Belcher. Untapped land, you have the Belcher. Well, all can like it. No? What up? Seagate? Oh. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Draw. K command. Okay. That's interesting. We have double Karn. Karn number 1. The alternative, we could K command X2 exile. That would then give me back 1. We'd only be able to cast 1 Karn though. So I think we have to play Karn. Triggers. Do you have Flare? Flare Force. There's Flare. Triggers. Attempt to cast Karn again. Karn. Flesh Raker. Do you have Force? Commandeer? Neither. Minus Karn. Yes. In that case, I'm thinking we go Pithy Needle for Belcher. Pithy Needle for Belcher seems right. We have the K command for a Tameshi line. So I go with Needle. Cast Needle. Triggers. Name Goblin Charbelcher. Go to combat. Swing a Flesh Raker down to 7. Pass. Opponent scoops it up. We'll take the win. We got lucky. I'm not gonna lie. We got very lucky. Alright. So Warping Whale doesn't do much here. Cut the Warping Whale, keep the Dismember. Sire's also not doing much. I mean, we're looking at Flute. We're looking at Bauble. Chalice on the side seems good still. Needle on the side seems good. Grafdiggers does cut off Tameshi lines. No, it does not. So no Grafdiggers. In that case, bring in a Liberated. Maybe keep a Sire. Yeah. Either that or keep a Whale. I'll keep a Sire. Like I said, Whale's not doing much here because Tameshi's a 2-3. Is that right? Scryfall. We have the Vexing Bauble main, so I kind of want to keep the Chalice on the side for a Karn target. Tameshi is a 2-3. I was right. Yeah, the question is, do we bring in Chalice here? I mean, if Karn hits board, Karn's already good as is, so need the Chalice. Maybe not. Maybe having the second is not bad, and cut the Sire instead. We still have 9s of mana value spells for lab food. Chalice, Vexing Bauble, Flute. So almost in that case, I want to bring in Needle rather than Chalice, because if we just go 4 mana Karn, at least we can grab Chalice, but we can't play Needle. Hard choices. I think I'll just run it back like this, though. On the draw for game 2. We'll be on the play. They brought in Consigned Memory and probably Harbingers. Okay, this is interesting. I will keep. I'll reveal. So we do have TKS on 2, Karn on 3. Trigger. I'm thinking a second Karn is correct here. Having redundancy is probably correct. We'll go Temple. We'll pass. We'll pass. Two. Falaji. Grabs Disrupting Shoal or Whir. Grabs Whir. We can rip Whir out of hand. Play Temple. Cast TKS. Do you have Flare? No Flare. Always yield. Consign Whir Shoal. I think I take the Consign then. Because that's the only thing that can disrupt Karn. As it stands. Yeah? Yeah. Take the Consign. That way we can resolve Karn. We'll pass. And pass. So next turn we're angling for Karn. If they do have 2 mana up, we'll probably want to play Lab still, so that we can pay... No, I guess we have to play Lab regardless. Yeah, never mind. Talisman. Lab. Lab Imprint Devourer. Hopefully they don't have a Jawari Disruption. There's Seagate. And KGC. 1 unknown in hand. A Jawari would be really unfortunate. Flare is equally unfortunate. We'll attack with TKS. And pass. Down to 10, the Whir. Okay. And pass. They can Disrupting Shoal. What are you doing here? Ah, son of a. They have it. Yep. Not much we could do about that. Yeah? No. The flare got him there. Alright, let's move the sideboard. That's unfortunate. I will cut the gemstone so we can bring in one more. We bring in the Sire, bring in the Needle. Here, just bring in the Needle main. Basically, just bring all the hate into main. Run it back. On the play for game 3. I will keep. We're just looking for a land. If we find a land, we have Karn on 2. Alright. And thankfully Devour can help us with that. Opponent goes down to 6. That's promising. So yeah, Karn on 2, grab Liquid Metal Coating, and I think that might be able to lock things in if that resolves. Alright, reveal Devourer, trigger. There's E-Temp, we'll take E-Temp. Lab. Tuck Devourer, cast Talisman. Pass. Pass. Land tapped or untapped? Bloom. Land tapped. Alright, do you have a force? Temple. Cast Karn. Does Karn resolve? Karn resolves. Minus Karn, yes. For Liquid Metal Coating? Pass. And pass. Can you get out from underneath Karn at this point? Next turn we can Flesh Rake and then go into Liquid Metal. Draw. Map. Cast Flesh Rake. Does Flesh Rake resolve? Cast Liquid Metal Coating. Triggers. Consign to memory. Floodmaw. Floodmaw resolves. Always yield. You give me a fish. Cast map. Triggers. I will pass. An aggressive early Floodmaw. Interesting. 2. Falaji. We can exile Falaji with Cake Man. I need a land though. Seagate, Bolt, draw, Power Plant. Start with K command, ramp and exile Falaji. Done. Triggers. This way we take Flare offline. Falaji offline. Triggers. Flesh Rake. Play Power Plant. Attempt to resolve Karn. Triggers. Do you have a consign? Cast consign. Karn down. Go to combat. Attack for 3 down to 8. Lotus Bloom. We'll pause on end step, see if we get a turn. So they have an untapped land and Belcher. I was questioning that early Floodmaw. Okay, no untapped land. Do I want to crack the map? I'm going to say no. Draw. TKS. Does TKS resolve? 2, 3, 4, 5. We are short 1 on the Ugin. Damn. Alternatively, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could play Ugin and TKS, theoretically. Also tempted to crack the map. Crack map, grab temple. Still 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4. I guess no, we can't crack map for temple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would then allow me to 0 TKS. We can get them down to 5. Right? Get them down to 5. TKS would be down to 3. Ugin would get them down to 2. Ugin allows us to 0 into TKS. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0, generate 3 mana. Sack spawn, and then... I guess the question is what? What counters can they have in hand that would stop Ugin but would not stop TKS? Specifically Force. Force Commandeer. Let's play the TKS. Triggers. Down to 7. TKS. It resolves. What do you have in hand? Waterlog Teachings were. So... if they were on end step for Lotus Bloom, they'll have 6, 10 mana, which means they can whir for Belcher and win. If we take whir and they're off of Teachings, they whir for Lotus Bloom. I think I have to take whir, right? Yeah, I think whir is my only option. Because if we give them Teachings, they whir for Lotus Bloom. They have 10. They activate Teachings for whir. They then go down to 6. Yeah, so we need to take whir. Trigger. Go to combat. Attack Fleshraker Fish down to 3. Now they can't put a creature into... Is this sorcery instant? It is an instant. No, that's not enough. So in that case, 4, 6, yeah. Okay, end step. They were. Were for Bloom. Gets them up to 10. No, nowhere. Don't tell me drew into it. Tameshi. Oh, son of a friggin'. Pass in full. They have 3, 4, 4, 3, 6, 6, 5, 8, 8, 7, 10, which means they can whir for 4 and win. Yep, the Tameshi off the top deck won. Jesus. That's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. That's 7. That's 10. We're for 4. 3 left over. Belcher will win. They don't even need to go this deep. All they need to do is play Whir for 4. Yep, there they go. And Lotus Bloom. 5. Belcher. 2 left over. And dead. That was a hell of a top deck. One hell of a top deck right there. And I don't think there was anything we could have done there to stop that. I mean, we took the Whir, which was correct. They didn't have enough for the Belcher. They opted not to Whir, instead just drawing off the top, and they just found the Tameshi by happenstance. Yeah, can't do much about that. We didn't have any instant speed spells. Even if I had played the Ugin and drained them for 1 more, they would have been at 2. So yeah, I wasn't going to be lethal on board, unfortunately. Yeah, that early Flood Maul was unexpected, I'll be real. But it did work out since they were able to hold up the consign. And I feel like we had to go for the Karn. We played around the Flare with the K command. But, yeah. Oh well. It is what it is. With that being said, that there will be the end of today's YouTube video. As always, if you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. It'd be much appreciated. For as much that I hope you all learn from me and both my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached the point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we continue to grow this channel. Though if you do want to catch these videos live, you can do so over my Twitch channel or early over my Patreon. That being said though, folks, I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!